I just went back and watched Love Yours, the music video by J. Cole on his 2014 Forest Hill Drive. No such thing as a life that's better than yours, a classic line. And I had to break it down, how it affects us today. And I had to do a music theory on it because it has so much impact, and it's even more than it was in 2014, based on how the culture is. You see it, the artist's perspective, the psychological lens, the cultural impact. I had to go back and had to figure out, and of course, I couldn't do it without having my guy, Hollywood Sensei. How you doing today, Hollywood?
Sure. Be here to talk about some Love Yours.
And of course, I'm your host, Zell May, and we're gonna break all this down. We're gonna break down some of the psychological and cultural lenses that this all goes through. So I appreciate you. Let's get into it. J. Cole said on the Tavis Smiley interview, he said, when those things came, the happening wasn't there. Let's give y'all some perspective of this. He's talking about when the riches and the fame and all that came, the happiness. He still didn't feel happy. It felt empty. It meant nothing. It's vain. And he didn't know why at the time. So he made this song, and he made most of this album even, that you see that were released in December 9th, 2014. One of his most famous albums, the 2014 Forest Hill Drive. You see the made the production, Cardiac, Critical Cow, the piano-driven Minimal. He also was one of the first albums in 25 years to go platinum with no features. And the theme is the cost of chasing success at the expense of presence. Thoughts on the whole perspective of you can have the whole world and it means nothing because it feels vain.
We see this a lot with people that's in people that have amassed, wealth or some type of notoriety. And they say it all the time, I'm not, often you hear them say, I'm not happy with myself, I'm not happy with life. And most of the times, because when you are in pursuit of, standing in life, you have to somewhat remove things that make family, spending time with motherfuckers, stuff like that. You become so absorbed with the goal of being on top. That's what your world is consumed by. And you think about it and be like, damn, man, I just really want to be a regular mother. I just really want to have time to myself, and you don't have none. But you rich though, and you got money. But sometimes having all that doesn't necessarily solve and fix the things that you really crave for yourself. And which most humans crave, having companionship and somebody to share that shit with. And most of the time, that's not it.
And a lot of life tells us that we need these things. We have to have these things. These things are necessities for us to be happy. And you find out that that car drives the same way the other car. That big house make creaking noises and it seems very lonely when you're by yourself. There ain't nothing to fill it up. It's a lot of noise, a lot of emptiness. If you ever been in a big house or mansion, it's a lot of emptiness at night. At the end of the day, you can fake it, you're busy doing all that, but when you just sit down and you see what's going on, it's a lot of emptiness. And I like that comparison of a mansion to like, oh, I got me. Even if you have a girl and your child, it's still just 3 people in a giant house that's like 18 rooms or something. You like, you just there, right? So I like that concept too, just like having a big glass with just nothing in it. So the hook, no such thing as a life that's better than yours. We're going to break down verse 1. For what's money without happiness? Or hard times without the people you love? Cole frames the central tension immediately. External success versus internal peace. The rhetorical question forces self-evaluation. It is an illusion. What if I surround myself with fake people who only there because I have something? If I lost it all today, how many of those people still be with me? That's an empty feeling. So now I gotta, in order to have like that companionship you mentioned earlier, I have to keep winning. I can't lose. Those handshakes, those hugs I get out of here, I don't get them no more. I moved on to the next person they could do it. And I done seen that with athletes in my family. And they'll buy you houses, they do everything. As soon as they can't do it no more, oh, he turned up. He fake. You know, he ain't real like that no more. I'm like, you living in a house he bought.
Right. Derby. What's
That's that. And to this day, I see a man, you go to your face. But you dissing the man of somebody else in the house he bought for you is crazy to me.
yeah, that's it.
And that thing to this day. I don't know if I talked to old boy since, but that's the nastiest thing I ever seen in my life. That's nasty. But it happens. Verse 2, we got the comparison trap. Always gonna be a bigger house somewhere. Always gonna be a whip that's better than the one you got. Code names the hedonic treadmill, no material achievement satisfies because the comparison is infinite. This is the present for the social media age. There's always gonna be something that you ain't got that somebody else got. Cause they always gonna build it. You can have the biggest house. Somebody's gonna see your bigger house and got money and they gonna build a bigger house. Even if they ain't got as much money as you. Money ain't infinite. There's gonna be a car that's made, and next year they're gonna make a car better than yours. You will always fall in this trap, comparing yourself to others. Man, y'all compare yourself to others and people who got the same job as you, like how they vacation all the time. You make the same amount of money they do. You know how. They going in debt. But you still compare your life to them. Still compare your life to them. And I always thought that was crazy. How about you out there?
Yeah, because now we in the age of social media where everybody's life is just on display. Yeah, I mean, for the whole world to see. The comparison trap is definitely something that we as society fall into heavily, because there's always going to be house bigger than that big house you got, or a car that's more luxury than that car you have, but another more beautiful than the woman you got, or a dude that's more muscular and better looking than the man that you with. But yeah, I mean, everything that glitters isn't gold all the time. People always want to find out if the grass is greener. Sometimes just be happy with what you have.
Water your grass.
That's basically the premise of the song. You can't live your life trying to live vicariously through somebody else. As you said, water your own grass, take care of your own responsibility, your own realm. Don't compare it to someone else's, because it's always going to be something better. It's always.
And that grass so high over there on the other yard, but there's snakes over there. Let's be careful. There's a lot of hiding spots on that side for snakes. See, I done cut this tree. I done made the yard nice. That yard over there look a little better, but there's a lot of hiding spots for snakes over there. Be careful. He also hit us with the struggle line. It's beauty in the struggle, nigga. Ugliness in the success. One of hip-hop's most quoted lines. Cole flips the conventional narrative. Struggle is romanticized, but success hides its own darkness. It is a beauty of struggle. Being able to come up and do your own thing and make it. It's always a better story when you hear somebody like from our area, Hollywood, or somewhere else that came out of nowhere and did it. We even see it in sports now. You don't see as many great stories as you did before when they used to have the CBS thing. They tell you the story about something that they overcame. Now you see mostly athletes, kids and stuff. And you can also, in some ways, see that they're a little less hungry, some areas and stuff, than other people. They're a little less rugged. The story is not as intense. Because when you're mouth fed the story, it's a beauty in it. It's a beauty in like, oh, I overcame so much to get here. And people hate struggle. I see it as an opportunity to learn and keep growing and do better. And it's ugliness and success. We already mentioned some of it, the fakeness, the people that go over here and do this and they make up these things and talk about you behind your back. And it's a lot that goes on with those struggles and the successes, because now you got to deal with these people. Everybody wants something from them. Pretend like you owe it to them, even though you never talked to them before. Like, bro, we didn't even speak in high school. Now, you gonna take care of me? You gonna remember me when you make it?
Yeah. That one time I did my homework.
And my man ain't putting in no effort to do his own life, but they'll put it on you. It's a beauty, and it is an ugliness and success. I love your thoughts on that line.
Definitely. That line was always the line that stuck with me when I heard this song. This is like one of my favorite J. Cole songs. It's real as fuck. Like, it's definitely beauty within the struggle because, like you said, it helps you build something. You know what I mean? Build character, perseverance, confidence. You know what I mean? You learn from your heart, that pushes you to not want to be in that situation again. That pushes you to help other people that you care about not be in that situation. You know what I mean? And then the ugliness part comes, is like you said, once you get rich, once you get to a certain status, a lot of people that's not necessarily around you for the right benefit start to get around you. A lot of people, when you get into that space where it's like, what can you do for me type of relationships, those relationships usually don't last long. And then there's other aspects to it, like you lose close relationships with family because certain people feel like they become entitled to your success. I mean, and it's like you said, you could buy somebody a house, a whole house, get somebody land, but the one time you say, no, I can't do it, I don't got it, the relationship turns sour. You lose family, you lose friends. You know what I mean? Just off of the people feeling like their money is your money, that their success is your success. To me, that's the ugliest part about it. Like, yeah, you always gonna have greedy motherfuckers that's up to no good, that's suck your energy, that's when you be around you. But losing the people that you grew up with, that you was close with, or that you felt as though had your best interest at heart because you didn't get them a couple dollars or something, that's an ugly reality to face once you become wealthy, rich, or whatever. So,
yeah. And I just want it be somebody they're probably close to you for real.
right.
Because I know everybody like, keep your day one. I'm not going to lie. The person I'm talking about was day one. When they were struggling together. So I know it. And so it ain't just like, oh, these new people coming. No, it's people that you've been with. The thing is, they get a taste of your lifestyle. And I tell people this all the time. When somebody get a taste of your lifestyle, if you successful, it's hard for them to go back from there.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you go from eating steaks every day and then somebody tell you got to go back to eating bologna, nigga be like, nah, nigga. Nah, nigga. Bro, I ain't in the league no more. I can't keep funding this, bro. I'm retired now, you know what I mean?
Right.
I used to make $8-10 million a year. I don't make nothing now. I've been in the league 10 years. I don't. And the same artists, I've been doing this for so long, man. People, I ain't popping as I was, maybe. Or y'all know how music industry work. I'm in these 360 deals now. That money I was making the verse, now they talking about I got to pay it back.
Right. I owe more money than I make.
Yeah, so I can't fund you. Stuff like that. And telling somebody they got to go back to eating cereal for lunch and you don't like this. I get it. And it's really a selfish thing when you think about it. So that's what I'm saying. It ain't just new people that do it. The old people, like I just gave you, well, I can give you an example. We'll talk about this Kobe Bryant parent. Kobe, what he do? He cut him off a little bit like, I ain't gonna keep fronting y'all. Like, what they do? Sell all this stuff. And Kobe basically cut him off as that too, but they sold this stuff. Like, why? I gotta keep. You showed me this lifestyle. I ain't go.
Gotta get this money to. Gotta keep it coming.
Yeah, I gotta do this. It's ugliness and success. And that's also why people greedy. Like, why is these people greedy? It's easy to say you wouldn't be until you in that situation, because it's easy for everybody to say what they would do in the situation they ain't presented with. But if I gave you $10 million a day, I'm gonna do this and this. If I gave it to you today, and then you can just buy whatever you want, that money you promised you was gonna save, man, I'll put it in a 401k. I'm telling you, you're gonna see that car that you could buy right off the lot right now. I can't afford it. Hurry. lifestyle. Different lifestyles. I get it, but that's the ugliness of what. That's
Oh.
why when I hear how they were talking about for the show, I heard about these athletes talk about that, and they talking about, oh, this ain't a lot of money. It's asinine, but to them, you gotta remember, comparing themselves to another that got this on their team, they're making a lot more. He trying to get his 10 million, his 5 million to keep up with his 60 million. Because guess what? You see that lifestyle. I just seen LeBron James buy 2 Ferraris. I liked it because the car felt good. So I'm let me get a Ferrari real quick. Well, I seen him take care of his whole family. My family looking at me like I'm crazy.
Right.
So let me go take care of him. It's easy to say, and I'm always aware of that. And I know, like, I saw Lou Will, like, we don't make Floyd Mayweather money. Nobody said you did.
But nobody.
And because I get it, because that's what you're around. It sounds crazy that you say you got $1 million. When, if I break down, let me put it like this: the average American family make $100,000 a year. Lou Williams said he made $5 million in a year after taxes. It would take them 40 years to make as much money as you did. The math is crazy. That's the normal U.S. family, not person, family.
Right.
It takes them 40 years of working to do what you did, to get what you got. And that's even including them not taking their taxes out. It's not a lot of money. It's a slap in the face to most people. But at the same time, I do want to explain why they think it's not, because they seeing somebody else. They lifestyle is living by, I make 10 million, LeBron make 67, make 45. Trying to keep up with the Joneses. But that's an ugliness in success. Rappers do it too. Because if he got a bigger chain than me, they gonna say I ain't popping no more. And so, if he got a better car than me, that's why they rent them cars to be put that face on. But it's ugliness in success. It's a beauty and struggle, my guy. You with your family trying to pull yourself up. Let's continue on. Now we got the survival beat. Pulse and heartbeat, reminding you that you are alive. The heartbeat symbolizes the very existence as a gift. In 2026, amid huge mental health crisis, carries a devastating weight. I want to say that you're alive. That's the biggest blessing you can have. And I don't think many people appreciate it. And you see it in a lot of ways because we compare ourselves. We do all of this. We create an illusion. We think struggle is bad. We had a comparison trap. But you can make a mistake today. But if your heart beat tomorrow, you can always overcome. And that's the beauty, that you can make something right. If you messed up a situation, okay, how can I remedy this situation? I messed up in my job. I did something stupid. Okay, how do I make up for it? I hurt a family member. How can I make up for it? I missed the opportunity on money. How can I make up for it? Oh, yesterday my stream, when they say you want to be a content creator, oh, yesterday my stream wasn't good. My music didn't sell like I wanted. Today I got a chance to do something and figure out something to how to get, even if I think my son's great, there's a new technique I can learn to do, is trying to get out there or try to make a dance to or do something. There's something you can do because you have an opportunity to do it today. Because somebody failed yesterday, they don't have the opportunity to. So you thought how that?
One of the realest things anybody could say. Remember, though, you got to remind yourself that you're alive, because the distractions of this world sometimes have you think that you actually living. We all put ourselves sometimes in this space where we try to the rigors and fucking hardships of life, put yourself in some type of fantasy realm, illusion, you know what I mean, to make yourself comfortable. But you gotta go out and live, man. Go out and touch some grass, experience life, you know what I mean, be around people. Stop scrolling on your phone, stop living vicariously through rappers, athletes, influencers, streamers, all that, you know what I mean? You're not going to be them. Their life is their life. You know, they made whatever decisions they made, moves they made to be where they are. Some people struggle with the same thing. Maybe I should be doing this. and they get lost in that comparison. I think that's one of the main reasons why a lot of people aren't living for real, because we are so stuck in this social media age where, you know, we could just scroll and see somebody hopping on it, or somebody holding up a money phone to their ear with a stack. What you want to live that life, but you ignoring everything else around. Put the mind yourself that you alive and just live. I mean, that's the happiest way you could be in life, just living and just live life.
And Holla could tell you, I don't know if you want to say it, but he got a story on base, so just check his Facebook. He took that life, found his girl, got a beautiful son. You was straight away, you don't never know. Imagine what if you just say, oh man, she way over there. I don't know if they're gonna work. I don't know if I want to do this long distance.
So the shot, I said, you know, I got to lose. I'm not tied to anything. You know, I'm a newly divorced man. Why not? So I can live. Go out and do something. Now, probably the happiest I've been in years. So,
because you forgot you was living and be like, damn, I just had that situation happen. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know if I'm ready to live yet. You just saying like that, I'll go off the sun. I don't know, that heartbeat ain't really beating. I don't want to be caught in the situation. Like I said, she way over there, I'm over here. He was like that. And I had somebody at work shout out to her. She was like, you love me, because y'all mindset is, I'm waiting for like, oh, I need everything in my life to be straight. But no, y'all just say, go get it. You're waiting for the perfect moment, forgetting that you're alive today. And it might not be tomorrow. Why are you waiting for that perfect moment? There's no such thing as the perfect moment. Everything is just, because Kobe said it, and we're going to do it in basketball term. I love basketball term. Kobe said he'd rather go 2 for 30 than 1 for 2. Because that means he was scared to shoot. Because I don't know what shot going to be the one I hit. Right. It'd be important to change the game. I don't know what shot going to be the one to get me out of my funk I'm in. Because I might be in a shoe slump. It might be 4. Or it might be shot 50. But I got to get out this slump I'm in. Because what me scoring is what's important. That's life to me. It's the same thing. You got a heartbeat today. You don't know if it's going to be tomorrow. Remind yourself that you're alive. That little pulsating heartbeat in your chest, you are alive. Do it today. So I love these verses, by the way. That's all I do. But just go from the artist's perspective. Family is one thing that matters. Pre-fame, let's talk about Cole's inner journey. He chased success and claimed money as the path of happiness. His first album, he achieved it. Platinum sales, crowds still felt empty. This is what he said. 2014 Forest Hill Drive. He returned to his roots. He went to that house. By the way, y'all know the house he put on, he sat on. He made it, I think they made it into like a little museum or something. He talked about it in the song, but yeah. And he was with the people. He started riding his bikes. He was among the people. Now today in 2026, he said he retired from rap to present. We don't know, even though he kind of hit that he's not, because he fell back in love with it. A walking proof of this thesis. Getting back to it, returning to roots. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down a little more. Return to Roots, the album concept. Filming the live concert at the childhood home was Cole literally walking back into his past. Love Yourz is an emotional conclusion of that walk. Music as a sermon. Cole's delivery is preacher. Almost no complex rhyme scheme. The song sounds like a conversation. He said, I want people to feel this, not decode it. Fame didn't fix it. Cole ultimately admitted on multiple interviews that platinum plaques didn't fill that void. This vulnerability from a successful man with a radical and hip-hop bravado culture. In the retirement prophecy in 2026, Cole has stepped back from rap to be present with his family. He lived that song. Few artists in any genre have done that kind of lyrical integrity. He's not retired, but he said he's kind of like not as like locked in with it. And he's not going to just be as active. He's going to stay with his family. Rappers mostly don't retire. Joe Budden seemed to have lately, but other than that, they typically don't. And I don't expect him not to put out an album. But he did say he's going to be around family more and things that are important to him. It accomplished most of what he had to do. Probably still got a few things to prove, but I say this, I had multiple shorts this week that was going out. Y'all can go watch them on the short channel if y'all want to. But I had most of them tell you what is happiness. What is success to you? If your happiness is what somebody else have, that's not your happiness. It can never be your happiness. If you covet somebody else's success and thinks that's successful, that's not you. You are not them. You are not made in their image of success. They are skilled at what they do. You are skilled at what you do. You have to find out what makes you happy. You have to find out what makes you a success. And there's no amount of fame or anything that can fill that. You have to find out yourself. You have to find it out. Other than that, it won't mean that. It'll all be vanity. It's all vain. It's just like a hollow awards of me just people praising me. And in a room full of people, you can still feel lonely. Also, in that same vein, in a room by yourself, you can feel like the world's around you. It's up to you to feel how you feel. You got to figure it out. How are your thoughts on the thesis of J. Cole?
So, when I read that first line, the free fame, chase success, acclaim, money as the path of happiness, because that stick with me, because that is like the portrait and the perception that's portrayed for, poor motherfuckers, especially young Black youths. Like, if you chase this avenue, if you chase this genre, you chase whatever this activity, it'll lead to some success. It'll lead to success. It'll lead to happiness for you. Music videos, blogs, whatever they watch, or whoever they admire. And we hear lots of times that said person reaches that said success that they was chasing, and they say, still feel empty. As J. Cole said, I still feel like there's a void in my life. Like the saying goes, money can't buy happiness. Which in certain instances is true. You can't spend $1 million on happiness. Having $1 million make you happy. Having $1 million would make me happy right now. Yes, of course. But to sit here and lie and say I wouldn't jump for joy if somebody gave me with 6 zeros on it. But I would also be happy because I would be able to spend and enjoy that money with people I love. It's, my girl, I got my sons. I would be able to let them experience happiness come that wealth. Certain times, a lot of people don't have it. As we said, we spoke earlier in the show, surrounded by a bunch of people that's leeching off you and not really there for you. So, I commend Cole for taking time out to step back from it and be around the real happiness, which he discovered is his family. He discovered is, the love that he has for him and the people around him.
When you're young, everybody chases success. It's just like a natural thing. You want a life easier. You want the easiest life you can have for your kids and stuff. It's a natural response. So I'm not against chasing success. I'm not against chasing the claim. I'm not even against any of that. But the point I'm trying to make in this whole episode, when Love Yours and J. Cole were trying to make, is it don't matter if you don't love yours. And however that means, family, yourself, the things you already got. Hard to be blessed when you don't love the things you already got. Because if you just want something somebody else got, you're going to always be miserable. As we said in the previous verse, it's always going to be a house bigger than yours. Oh, I got the biggest house in the neighborhood. Somebody built a big house. Guess what you going to want to do now? He built a bigger house than me. Oh, I got the nicest car in the neighborhood. Right. Somebody move in with a nicer car. Guess what you going to go do now? You're going to go buy a new whip. You got a better car than me. Because there's always going to be somebody. Even if you have something amazing, somebody got a bigger island than you. You didn't got that rich. That we compare islands now. And then even if you're the richest man on earth, you still insecure to the point that you lie. Elon Musk still lie that he's good at video games. Because guess what? He's insecure. He's the richest man on earth, he's insecure. They just like. So if any young people watch this, that's the one thing I want you to get. Figure out what makes you happy and just be okay with loving yours. Whatever yours is. Yourself, what you got, your family, and don't stop grinding. Keep stumping. Something amazing gonna happen. But you gotta just keep that thought in your mindset. Let's go. The science behind the sun. We're gonna break down the sun now. We done broke down the thought process and everything. Now let's break down the sun. The hedonic treadmill. Psychologists call it an adaptation. We return to a baseline happiness level no matter what we gain. Cole always gonna be a bigger house. It's textbook hedonic treadmill theory, articulated in the 3rd minute and 31 seconds, where you basically bring it. It's a hedonic treadmill is a psychological term where once you have a certain level of money, I think it was $300,000, but it might be $600,000 now. And no matter how much you get, psychologists have determined you don't get happier once you hit that threshold, which I'm going to interpret as you just being comfortable enough in life. You don't become happier once you reach a certain point of money, because most people will be happy if they have enough they can enjoy life, not struggle paycheck to paycheck of it. So what do you think about the hedonic treadmill? How that we just break it to the side stuff.
The treadmill is basically life telling you there's more. It's always going to be more. Like, maybe it don't tie in, but to me it do. It's like the quitting while you it's not the same as quitting. I mean, but a lot of people, once they amass certain wealth, they're not happy with it because they know there's more wealth that I can obtain. How could I be comfortable with this amount of money when I know I have more? I gotta work harder. I gotta put myself in a space where I gotta get more of this. You know what I mean? I can't be complacent. Like, I can't be happy that, oh yeah, I got 5 million when it's 10 million out there. How can I be happy with 10 million when it's 20 million? How can I be happy with 20 when it's 50? Like, I mean, so it's the never ending chase, trying to be on top, trying to get more. Probably keep you on that treadmill forever. You know, you got to give kudos to the ones who can actually turn that treadmill off and be like, you know what? Sound my pocket. I'm good in this space. I'm comfortable.
You also see, like I said, once you reach a certain level of money, you don't get happier. It can probably only go down because, again, you're comfortable enough in life that you don't have to struggle and worry about certain things. And then, like I said, it's not even $1 million still today, so you gotta get off that treadmill. Let's do another theory, another scientific theory, social comparison theory. And by the way, you can look at all these up because I'm giving you names and things you can look up. Leon Festinger, 1954's theory, we measure ourselves against others. In 2014, Instagram was 4 years old. Whole warning about comparison culture became more relevant in 2026, not less. Let's go then versus now the data, because this fits this. 2014, social media comparison was emerging. Instagram had 300 million users. 2026, 5 billion social media users. Studies confirm upward comparison on Instagram drives depression, anxiety, and lower self-esteem, especially in teens. Cole's thesis is now peer-reviewed science. It was in 2014, so Instagram was relatively new. Twitter was 4 years old. Instagram was 4 years old. Facebook was like 6. And you still compared, but you was in a relatively small area of comparison. Because before, Twitter was more everyone, but it was more trying to get jokes off at the time.
Right.
More clownish. Instagram and Facebook were more friends and family. 2013 is kind of when YouTube started paying people. It started getting bigger, so now you're trying to impress a bunch of other people to get paid. Not every young person want to be a YouTuber or streamer because they think it's easy money. Even though if you learn from Streamer University and other things, it's a lot of work that go into it. And if you hear how much Kai put into it, how much effort they put into it, how they plan even the skits and stuff on stream, you'll learn that. Your thoughts on the social comparison? I know we already kind of touched on it, but we brought in some Instagram numbers and some size to it.
It's crazy how the number jumped from what you said, like 300 million to 5 billion. You know what I mean? It's just, just that access, that amount of access to people who have lavish lifestyles, wealth is being thrown in, as you said, the teen spaces, young kids spaces. That's where that social media comparison comes from. Because if you follow let's just throw out a random number, 400 motherfuckers or whatever. 15% of them is people that's, you know what I mean, rich, doing all this lavish shit. Eventually, that gets to you when you see it all the time. It's like, damn, I mean, what am I not doing that's causing me to not be on these type of vacations, having these type of experiences in life? And then that takes you away from what we was talking about last time. Because now you stuck scrolling, you stuck looking out on your phone at somebody that's actually going out and living. So, I mean, social media, I love social media because, you know, it's hella benefits to it, but, you know, it's also very detrimental. You know what I mean? In certain cases, this is one of them that we speaking about right now, because that comparison, I mean, we just, Instagram is like, as you said, Twitter was like more like for the jokes. Facebook was more like, I mean, oh, but
Keep it with somebody's birthday.
like, he say, oh, look at this picture of me and my family. Instagram was like, yeah, I mean, look at me living life. Look at me doing this. Look at me, you know what I mean, jumping off this waterfall in Aruba. Look at me getting onto this goddamn private jet.
Highlights without the background too is crazy.
And now you got more influx of users from 300 million to billion. Just
More people to compare yourself to.
yeah, there's more people to compare yourself to.
We got some more research. Gratitude and well-being. How does this come into play? Research by Emmons and McCullough shows gratitude practices measurably increase psychological well-being. Love Yourz is essentially a 3-minute gratitude intervention disguised as a rap. What I mean by gratitude practices is showing that saying one thing you're thankful for a day. For example, you wake up in the morning. What are you thankful for? I'm thankful that I got a heartbeat. That was a simple one. I'm thankful I got a family member. I got my mom, my dad. If you don't have them, I got my dog. I got something. Just continuously telling yourself that, okay, I'm good. I want more. I can want more. But I'm blessed. Even with the little I got, I still have the opportunity and I'm blessed. And according to Emmons and McCullough, great, that actually does work. It helps with depression. The science behind the song is for the young people, because I know a lot of young men probably need this. But yeah. How are the thoughts on gratitude and well-being?
Very, very needed. You know what I mean? This is something a lot of young men practice. And that's basically the premise of the song, being grateful and being thankful for having these things. You know what I mean? I'm grateful that I woke up, that my heart is beating, that I'm able to say I love you to the person that I love, that I'm able to watch my child laugh, smile. That's something to God for. That's something to be thankful for. And that's something a lot of us should do more of. You should wake up. The first thing you should be saying is that you thank for breathing. The first thing you shouldn't do is hop on this phone, get on Instagram to see what some celebrity influencer streamer is doing. Because that could probably start your day off with energy. You setting a bad precedent. Instead, you set a better one by saying what you're thankful for and being, you know, present in that moment.
Speaking of present, moment awareness. Mindfulness research, Kabbalah Zen, show that presence, not acquisition, is the primary driver of lasting happiness. Love Yourz is a mindfulness anthem. Being present, not what you're going to get, not what you can get, being present in the moment. What you're doing, loving what you're doing now, and not doing things you don't love if you don't have to. Listen, I'm being present. Enjoy your time with your son, your daughter, your dog, your mother, your father, whoever you got in your life. Enjoy. Be present. That's how Les said just a minute ago. It's perfect. Goes into it. You're on your phone, looking at what somebody else got. You're not present in the moment, looking at what you got. Your thoughts on this, Holly?
Just to piggyback with you, put that phone or feed that what I said. Put the phone down, man, and just live in the moment. You know what I mean? You know, be there. You know, especially like I've seen this myself with my life, and just me being present, just me being just me being available, has done wonders for my child, because he knows, like, this is my guy, this is my father, this is my provider. He here for me because I am here. I'm not spending my time worrying about what somebody else is doing or how somebody else is living. Do I want better circumstances for me and mine? Obviously I do, but I also have to live and go out to create those circumstances and situations for us to be present, man. Give people more of your time, especially the ones you love. It's not gonna be here.
Materialism and life satisfaction. We got a 2024 Rural University study. Higher materialism on social media correlates directly with lower life satisfaction and increased stress. Exactly what Cole warned about in 2014. That's another study you can learn about. How materialism, wanting all these things, because you can't. Let's be real. Most of us are never going to afford an Aston Martin. So wanting one and not being able to get one will do what? You'll feel kind of like a failure. Like, dang, I want that car and I can't never get it.
Right.
Now you stress because you got to figure out a way to do it. And now you're less satisfied in your life because I don't have an Aston Martin. Simple. So how let you thoughts on it?
Sometimes you gotta understand where you are in life. Be satisfied with that. And nobody's telling you you can't want more. Nobody's telling you that. But you gotta understand, if you are not a realm in a tier of life where you can be an Aston Martin driver and you just inaccurate, you know what I mean, Hyundai accent or whatever, be until you can move up and get something else. You know what I mean? You probably never going to achieve that Aston Martin. I mean, but hey, man, you can move up to a BMW. You know what I mean? You know, something else. But yeah, we gotta get off that. You know, it's basically the premise of the show. You can talk about the whole time. It's just social media, the materialism that's thrown in your face will, as you give you a lower satisfactory feeling in life, because you're trying to, as I stated earlier in this, trying to live vicariously through somebody else instead of just living your own life and being satisfied and happy with the things that you already have. Because you gotta look at it like this, and I do this all the time. Yeah, I want more, and I know I can have more, but I also know that I do have more than most people. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people that don't have shit, that's not in any position that I've ever been in. You know what I mean? I don't take that for granted at all. So you gotta look at it like that sometimes. You may feel as though your situation is horrible, but there's somebody that's living way worse than you that would be thankful and grateful just to be in your position.
And then a very important one is Black male mental health. Research shows Black men face unique cultural pressure to perform strength. Holds a mission of emotional emptiness despite success was a rare public model of Black male vulnerability. That's true. A lot of times we are, as a Black men, are afraid to be vulnerable because it's perceived as weakness. It's kind of, in a weird way, one of the strengths that give us an advantage in society and also give us a lot of disadvantages. What I mean by advantages, people, it's easy to get on in certain things like in toughness categories, like being a fighter or an athlete. Oh, they strong mentally. It's hard to buck break them boys. You know what I'm saying? A little weird, thoughtful terms that people use. And other times when you crowd, people don't want to hear it. So that's like one weakness and one strength. We're gonna break that down a little more, and then we're gonna break that down a little more soon. But how the hell?
Yeah, I was just telling my 20-year-old that the other day. There's nothing wrong, especially as Black men, being vulnerable, being in tune with your emotion. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing weak about that. It's actually, you know, displaying more strength than you ever could display, to be honest. I'm a living, breathing product of that. I mean, like, I went through years of my life refusing to shed tears for a while, or refusing to even let anybody know that I was hurt. Because I didn't want to give off the impression that I could be hurt or that I was some type of weak. And when I finally let all that shit go and let it out, I felt stronger than I ever did. You know what I mean? Because it's like you lifting a big ass anchor, big ass weight off your back. Now you can finally move free. You can finally be free. You can finally think free. That strength that we all need as black men. I'm telling you, my brothers, if you watching this, John, ever feel like you can't express yourself or be vulnerable in the moment because of what some other motherfuckers, because they trying to portray like they tough and they not. Some of the strongest and toughest motherfuckers that I know are able to shed a tear and be vulnerable, have conversations about how they feel. And also, we gotta we gotta put ourselves as black men in more spaces where we can do that with each other. I mean, because, we all grew up being told, crying out, blah, blah. I give you something else to cry for. We gotta put ourselves in a space with each other to break away from that, so the younger generation can know, like, it's strength in being vulnerable sometimes.
Yeah. But let's go into what black culture heard. In 2014, the crack epidemic, aftermath, mass incarceration, and the rise of streetwear flex culture created enormous pressure on black men to perform wealth. Black culture and love yours. Counter to flex culture. 2014 was peak flexing, Maybach music. Molly and Percocet. Chain culture. Cole dropped a song with no chains, no mansions, no flexing. It was quite a revolution in value. The hood and happiness myth. Black communities are sold the American dream harder than anyone and offered fewer pathways to it. Cole validated that the dream itself was broken, not the people chasing it. Black family as foundation. Cole repeated, return to family, buying his mama house, fatherhood, centered black family love at a time when black family structure was under political and public and conscious rap revival. It was him and Kendrick. 2014 marked a turning point. Kendrick, Good Kid, Mad City, 2012. Cole's Forest Hill Drive, 2014. Chance the Rapper's Acid Rap, a wave of introspective hip-hop reclaiming black interiority. 2026, social media and black identity. Now, black creators face algorithmic pressure to perform authenticity, pain, or wealth for engagement. Love Yourz speak directly to digital era comparison traps. What black culture heard from this?
These are actually very valid, very solid points. Especially Love Yourz definitely was a breath of fresh air from all the big chain this, big chain that. I got this, I got that. It's always good, especially how powerful music is. I mean, when you hear somebody telling you life is great, even if you ain't as rich as me, your life is great. Remember that, instead of somebody telling you, oh, you broke as hell compared to me, and you ain't never this chain that I'm wearing because blah, blah, blah. So as the black people, we are sold the American dream harder than anyone. And it seemed like our only paths to that American dream is either rapping, catching a ball, or shooting the ball. You know what I mean? That's the only pathways they offer you. You know what I mean? And then they throw that in your face. And because a lot of us will never reach that plateau, because a lot of us just not athletic, a lot of us just don't have that drive to be in those spaces, push the nose. Yeah, I mean, achieve you the American. I mean, and as far as my last one that I take away, 2026, the social media and black identity. You know what I mean? You do see sometimes a lot of creators, especially black creators, try to push certain content to be in the algorithm, to get the numbers up, to, gain notoriety. that's really not the Black experience all the time. So I just want to say,
Now we're gonna break down some of the social media when Cole wrote it versus where we are now. We studied this earlier. Instagram had 300 million, now it's 5 billion. Doom scrolling is in the dictionary. It's actually a term. I did want to go to that part. Flex culture at peak. Rick Ross, Lil Wayne, Young Money era materialism was dominant aesthetic. Now mental health rap is mainstream. NF, J. Cole, Kendrick, Corday, vulnerability is no longer a weakness. Compared to what it was, it's still, some of it still ain't changed too much. Therapy was stigmatized in Black community. We don't do that was the common response to seeking help. Hashtag Black mental health has millions of posts. Black therapists, directories are oversubscribed. Awareness is surging. We got fame, money, and acclaim were the culturally agreed metrics of success for young Black men. Now mental peace, family stability, and prison are increasingly named as goals, directly echoing this Cole's thesis. Still not like great. It's not, I'm not going to pretend like it. It's still a lot of flexing culture, but it's more normalized now, which is good. Meritorious success respected, but not yet pantheon. FHD was quite a release with no features. Legacy cemented. Love Yourz is played at weddings, graduations, memorials, and generational touchstones. It's good. 20. That's really 12 years ago. Life comes to you fast, Holly. We got some podcast questions before we get out of here. And Cole said fame didn't bring happiness. What did he say brings it? And do you believe him?
love your life, something only comfortable can afford.
Afford to say, yeah.
Cole said, and then bring happiness. What did he say brings?
And y'all can answer the question in the comment section if you don't mind.
Brings pain.
Yep, it brings pain. Let us know in the comments, by the way. Y'all can answer these yourself. I want to give a full answer. I want y'all to give the full answer. Question 2, is Love Yourz a Black song or a universal song? And does that distinction matter?
It is a universal song because struggling isn't mutually exclusive to Black people. Like, I mean, we all across the, human race have struggled. So, I mean, do more Black people probably identify with the song? Probably. But, I mean, I feel like it's more of a universal.
Next up. Question 3, the song said their beauty and struggle. Is that empowering or is it a way to accept less?
I feel like it's definitely empowering, because you can find beauty within your struggle. That's not just a vague statement. It's actually true. You can some happiness within moments where you feel as, and this wasn't the best of times or something. Just being around your family, being around the people you love can uplift you. So I feel like it's more empowering. Just because you say, it's beauty and struggling, that don't mean you have to stay and accept the struggle. You just know, like, I'm going to be out of this one day if I work my way out of it. But also, I can still have good time and also love the people around me while I'm getting through this.
That's true. There's a little bit of both, though, but you probably should be okay with accepting less in a way if it's not meant for you. But in a less, what is the less need? Is it some material thing that don't matter? It's okay to accept less than that. But happiness, no. What you want to do and the goals you have, no. Question 4, social media has made comparison the default setting. Is Cole's message even possible to live by in 2026? It's going to be tough out here.
Mike, it's possible to live by in 2026. Yeah. Yes, and it isn't. I feel like it is, for the people that's already living that way. You know what I mean? But if you are a person who is just driven, your whole life is based off what somebody else does or what somebody has, then you're never going to escape that social media comparison. Like, I mean, if you're a person that's always saying, oh, my friend did this or this person did, I mean, and that determines your happiness, that determines your value, then you're never going to be happy. You always want to live that way. I feel like it's a yes and no thing. It just determines on the person.
Question 5 is a thing we's undetermined yet because he hasn't confirmed. But y'all can read and comment if he did, if he's just completely stepping away. Is it an ultimate act of living this song, or did we lose something? Y'all can answer that. Like I said, I just put this in here just in case, but we don't know yet because he kind of said he did, but he kind of said he back, so I'm unsure. I know it's the last of the tours and no more Dreamville concert, so we'll see. Even if you want to, you can relate to that. And if you had a name, the Love Yours of this generation, a song telling us to stop chasing, what is it? Like I said, you can answer all these yourself.
What would be a Love Yours of this generation?
I'm being honest, I don't think it's wrong.
I think the Love Yours of this generation would be We Gonna Be Alright.
Huh? What was it, 20?
Are you talking about 2026?
Right? Yeah, of this generation. I Love Yours is still Kendrick and J. Cole. I don't think it's one of them.
I would have to. I can't think of no song off the top of my head.
I don't know if it's one. Y'all can help us, by the way. And if I don't know, I'll listen to it. Or I'll be like, oh, you're right. But who could make one? Would it be?
I think a person that probably could make one, Chance Staples.
So y'all let us know one comment. But y'all can see, subscribe. This is YouTube podcast. That is not a website. It's overall99.org. Song ahead of its time. Planting seeds in black masculinity, hip hop versus as a philosophy, and the 226 relevance test. Let's break these down real quick and then we're gonna get out of here. Call identify the comparison trap, the impotence of materialism, and the centrality of love before algorithm laid these crises mainstream. Publicly admitting that success felt hollow from a black man at the peak of his career gave permission to an entire generation to value presence over performance. Hip-hop as philosophy, Love Yours belong in the same conversation as Marcus Aurelius' meditation and Stoic philosophy on contentment. It's not a pop song, it's a worldview, and the relevance test, even thesis of the song had grown more true, not less. The comparison trap is worse, the happiness gap is wider, the need of Love Yours is more urgent than ever, and that's why we talked about it. Before we got, how does you got any last thoughts on this? It was a great show.
Yeah, man, it's a great show. I love this show because it actually allows you to have a productive conversation, actually break down meaningful shit. I mean, this song is, it's not, to me, it's not just a song. This is actually something that you can live by. I mean, it's a message behind this. I'm glad that we able to break it down, like, because it's truth. And just living your life so you can be happy. Like, stop allowing social media, other people to influence how you're supposed to move and how you're supposed to feel. I mean, just be present, and just love what you have.
Yeah, that's a big thing in today's society. Yeah, I love this show. We break it down. I didn't want to just do a lyrical breakdown. I wanted to break down the sciences, the cultural impact, questioning from then and now, getting statistics. You wanted to break it down. Tell them, Lil Hollywood. I'm playing with y'all. Yeah. So shout out to him. Shout out to Lil Hollywood. He telling you excited too. But I'm looking forward to more of these. Next time you see me with Hollywood, so I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully we see a little more of Lil Hollywood going around. I do appreciate him. Shout out to Lala and everybody else. But this is Music Theory. This is Hollywood Sensei. Go check them out. Overall99media.org. Go to the affiliates page. You'll see that logo right there, what it sounds like. And you'll see the Blur Cartel. He's on both of them. Overall99media.org. Email us is all at the bottom. You go to the CEO page. I'm there. Just click there. You can learn all about me and all the little weird things I be into. Weird things. It's just me on the Treadmill magazine. That's just cool stuff. I mean, I appreciate y'all. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that hype button, all that. We learning, we growing, we getting better. Hopefully these keep getting better each time. I might have one out Tuesday as well. I don't know yet. We'll see. Or I might just say it for next Sunday because I will not be around next weekend. So I appreciate y'all. Mount Rushmore Sunday. Peace.